Dan. Armored P250 for Rob. Could be another inner hit. Long range. We saw what Simple did with it yesterday. On the CT side of things, just the one smoke exception to the Kevlar vests. Let's see if we can turn this one around as we step into the fray. Jumping across initially in main. What is going on?
We're just revving it up, Alex. Just revving into the start of the round. Karrigan is getting a bit of a signature now, going utility and P250 in his hands. Makes him more potent, but so is Rops, taking this duel with Golden. Golden will think better of going for another swing, another pick. He's already taken enough damage, given enough information as to him being up close and personal, and they will have to deal with those Brown Walls angles, but JW, aggressive as always.
Oh, and that's Karrigan, the head of the snake. Only the smoke recoverable, no flashes now. Bemis will be able to perhaps throw out the same contribution. I wonder if Karrigan was intending to throw the Z-smoke for an eventual Brown Hall's finish with the bomb there. They have two players still waiting for any CT aggressions, pushes for info. I think it might be Robs that's interested in some info here. Flusher jump peeking for that.
Oh, he hasn't caught it just yet. Surely that. Look at this from Flusher.
Sees it all. That's actually so smart. The elevation up to check ramp and then off the higher lip to check upper. Very nice. So, smoke green train.
Well, Roland's going to be locked into pop here.
Smoke pop. Oh, no, he's not. Vision. Oh, he doesn't need any vision. That's magnificent. Just shoot him. Rops finally will shut down the smoked off turret after he's already taken 2 scalps, and they want to pivot in up. Flusher's got a smoke for the ramp. He pulls the pin. A chance for Rops. New lease of life for Flusher. He drops his smoke to play around himself. It enables him to get out at least. That bomb will go down. Fresh magazine. Time to place some aim bots. Long range, perfect weapon for the job. It does mean he can duel those P250s and does well to find one and another. This is what we're talking about. He's already got 3 kills. We put the right man on the right job. It's all on to Crims to clutch. He's got armor and a kit, and he has already whittled away at Rops' health. Takes down Chris J. It's all on to Rops to save the day.
Oh, he's so low.
10 HP, and it is cleaned up by Crims. He's got time and the kit, and that is a fantastic save for Fnatic. It looked like he'd done enough there. Rops was doing all of the heavy lifting.
But a fantastic effort from Rops allows him going into next round to have an AK and head armor behind that. BMAS combined with a Galil and armor as well. That can be a very potent buy on the Fnatic things. This is how, on the mousesports side of things, this is how we kicked it off with Brolin getting those 2 kills, and then it almost fell completely apart. And the clutch round there from Crims was everything. It was necessary. You wouldn't want it to be falling in that favor. And here's that buy that I was talking about. So BMS has actually been dropped across an AK.
Ooh.
Frozen has one as well.
3 AKs.
3 AK-47s, and that's only been made available by the plant and all those kills that Rops was able to receive.
Rops is one of my favorite pop players to watch. Both T and CT, obviously, more of an affinity for it to take the control. He's played in the defensive role. He knows what to expect of his opponents, and at the moment they've doubled up there, so anything he does here, trying to bait with the jumps across. JW will drop his smoke on initial spot. So their default plan so far is working wonderfully. Just make sure there's no CT utility to be concerned about when you go towards the business end. A nice little spray to force Golden back a peg. Trying to fake it out, get some info as well.
So 45 seconds remaining right now. There's a little bit of utility scattered. He's still keeping them busy over towards Pop, but the attack looks like it will be coming through main.
Re-smoking. This looks a little sketchy, but let's see how they plan to finish. 3 AKs. Make no mistake, there is a real shot for that with 28 seconds. The bomb's still just sitting there. Chris J's locked in by the flames. 20. Who's going to pick up this bomb? What's going on? Flashing in. That's the first. There's going to be a flurry of frags if they want anything to do with this round. And here they come. Throwing their bodies in from main. Super late. 8 seconds. There's no time to plant. No time to really take their time. It will be Fnatic's second round. mousesports looks like they were expecting more to be given to them by the CTs early there.
Yeah, good use of utility. Fantastic, just stalling out main. They didn't get worried at all. They actually had 2 players over towards the inner bomb side as well if it was going to be a hit. And there's Crims up on his little tower, on his perch, raining down hellfire from above and really stalling out mousesports' extremely potent buy. They had the AKs. They didn't even get to use them in the way that they were planning. Fortunately for them, only one of them was scavenged. And that will be in the hands of JW right now. Flusher holding onto the scout, using that over towards B. And this will just be one of those rounds, ladies and gentlemen, where we talk through if mousesports want to do the slow approach. They plan to just wait out the utility, bait out the nades that they can, see if they can overwhelm and get lucky with a kill. But the idea here is if you can force the CTs to use their utility, which they're not doing, they're just offering up their bodies, then you can keep their money low, or at least lower than what it would be if you just ran out and died.
Do you have any like adulting plans today, Chad? Or have you got, are you gymming out this evening?
I do need to gym.
Okay.
Slept in a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I know we were gallivanting yesterday.
Yeah.
But let's be adults this evening.
Okay.
Chris J dead. Roland, $1,200. And Fnatic do get their opening 3. Take a quick look at the scores on the doors just to see if anyone's not been making much of a contribution. Yeah, Carrigan is still on the goose egg in ADR, so there has truly not been a single point of damage generated by the leader yet, but he's no stranger to slow starts and crazy finishes. We saw, I think it was about this moment in the game on Dust 2 when he found his first frag and proceeded to clutch a 1v4.
Okay, the AWP's out. I want to see how he uses it. He won't be going for his standard openings that we were talking about in the previous with the AWP. That would just be insane. Carrigan can be a madman at times, but I think that might even be a little bit too audacious for him. So 3 Molotovs going out very quickly on the side of Fnatic. 1 towards main, 1 towards Olaf, and 1 towards Pop. They've been able to corral and contain those 3 sections of the map, but towards Ivy is where JW has to deal with the push.
Double peak, 2 different levels.
Dude, this fight between JW and Carrigan, I swear, I'm going to have a look at what happened in the last map, but today, in this game already, it's at least 10 times, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It does seem like they are duking it out. Oh, Flusher. Do you have a better read on the game? He's about to get both of them, isn't he? No, Chris wasn't ready. The others disappeared down Pop. There's definitely an AK to recover. Rops has got a bit of a rock and a hard play situation. Oh, remember that one, Chad. Stuck between a Rops and a hard place. That's a banger. I'm going to put that one in the pocket for later. Krems is right out in the open. He should. Oh, we got info. Yeah. Hello, Carrigan, but he walked straight back into the crosshairs. Both frags this round are off that AWP. Only casualty so far was Chris, caught by the Flusher push. He has still got Chris J's AK in his grasp. Golden trying to clear out the problems on Green Train. They could do this. 2 on 4. Oh, Carrigan puts his head in the vice. It's on to Rops. Molly for the bomb. The smoke to play around. Here we go. What's your plan, Flusher? Plenty of time. Only a flash. Does he pickle the bomb on the Pop? He does not. Rops is going to be peeking behind his flashbang. Fakes it. Rops calling the bluff. Checks it. I don't know if he's got time, but he's going to hold it. It's right down to the wire. I think Flusher's just got the 4th home. Wow, it looked like he had no way out of that one. It looked like he just about waited long enough, but Rops' judgment call exploited and called by Flusher.
Yeah, very important there to be changing to the AWP, because if he had the rifle and misses shots, Rops probably gets away, and then at that point, he wouldn't be able to get the defuse in time. This is Flusher finishing things off right there in a stylish way, and 4th round on the board. That was a 4v2 that they just let slip through their hands, mousesports. So what was going their way on map number 1 of Dust 2 is now going all one-way traffic for Fnatic. They're back into the guns, they're back out main, and an opening from Rops. Couldn't close things, but he can open them.
He really can. JW this time onto Chris. The frustration likely bubbling up. And just over this smoke, he does get traded out. Bemis does well there. Info as well. JW spotted a lot of action here. Wide swing from Frozen keeps him alive, but only temporarily. This time finished off by Golden. Carrigan advancing and should find the leader. Does, but JW follows the leader. Perhaps following the leader's example if he goes down to 40 and now going around the world. A 2-on-2. These have all been going Fnatic's way so far, Chad.
Yeah, and another flank coming in. You have to be a little bit careful if you're JW here. You might be heard if you're making too many loud footsteps. You can see here that he hasn't been. That scope also going undetected at that range. Maybe the timing is Carrigan's made a step. JW knows this is close. Carrigan's also looking, and JW, he won't get the better of Carrigan this time. Flusher, though, onto BMAS, and it's a one-on-one situation yet again.
Last shot's a clutch again. He just did it in the round prior, spots Carrigan on the cross backtracks, and now can have the element of surprise from Ivy. I love the speed by which he's operating. And he does this, take the head off Carrigan. Flusher saving Fnatic in back-to-back rounds, and he is 100% starting to get under their skin. He knows the orb was on JW's corpse. He'll go and say hello to his fallen comrade.
Just in motion, perpetual motion. Fnatic are always moving around, keeping them guessing, making it awkward, difficult for mousesports to get a grasp on this. I was just having a look back on the map of Inferno. I believe that the duels between Carrigan and JW, or the kills onto one another, there was 13 in that map alone. Here it feels like, well, we're in the pistol round. JW killed Carrigan over towards Ivy. We just had Carrigan killing JW there in main. Every time, I don't normally notice the duels like that, but for some reason, this is sticking out.
I mean, there is a way to check it, isn't there?
Yeah, you head over to HTV.org and use the performance little button.
Performance button.
Okay. Yeah.
And don't forget to always have sport mode on so you can actively use the functionalities of the website.
Well, the website goes quicker if you're using sports
makes it go
mode.
faster.
Yeah. It's like red cars and stuff. Brum, brum.
No, the stripe, the go faster stripe.
Ah, okay.
Boy racers need the stripe and that weird thing you could buy from Argos. You put it on your muffler, makes it sound loud.
All right, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just had a lowered car. I didn't go for any of the flashy
Still
stuff.
pretty G. Didn't get your neon though. Need for speed. Tokyo drifting. Nice from Chris J. Brems did get that initial trade, but the chaos is continuing. Look at Carrigan just combat orping out. Ivy! Careful, Golden. Second chance converted. Crims again keeping it competitive. This is a different game of Counter-Strike. Crims again. My lord, just when you think you've got a predictable round, these individuals are playing a different game. It's a circus.
Look, now it stalls out again. It's a 2-on-2 situation. There's 55 seconds left on the clock. We're just biffing and battling and brawling, and now the pace will taper on down. And at this point, Fnatic, they just get to be wormy, weaselly in the back lines, looking for where the T's could be, but taking space at the same time. Every step they take.
They're just like a bloody bacteria. They're spreading mold all over the map, constantly relocating. And so you can see, like, this is the...
Where are they? Where did they go?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are they coming from?
I don't know. Neither do Mouse. Hindsight 2020, mini-map, X-ray, lots of bonuses we have here, but you can see that this dank flank is going to work out again. I can feel the smile creeping onto Flusher's face as he exposes them, pants around their ankles again. Fnatic, they're in their mojo now.
There's no time for this. Rops has to get the bomb and start planning now. He just has to save the AK.
He has no idea, dude. He's looking Z, he's looking backtracks. They just disappeared.
They can get him after the time. He's up heaven. They may as well chase him down, see if they can get stuck in. Rops needs to hold on to this.
He will.
Ooh, I thought Flusher was going to jump up on the train and do his absolute best, but Fnatic are looking good.
Fantastic. Oh, lordy.
Rush, you with us, mate?
Hello.
You need someone to come in there and get the sweat off your brow or something?
Yeah,
these duels are going everywhere.
It is a bit all over the place. It's pretty fun, though. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I mean, you really aren't allowed to lose focus for a second.
No, not really. No, that's the case all the time, sadly.
Yeah, true. Definitely not the job for me.
All right, Rush, give us some more action, mate. We'll get stuck in. Round number 7, just the pistols on out, and that saved AK-47 in the hands of Mr. Robin Cool.
It looked like Bemis was lining up some sort of pop flash out of main. Rop's just squatting down. Okay, is that some sort of... Is there any...
Let's stay with this, Rush.
Yeah, I want to know what he's doing.
See where this goes.
Wow, wow, there it is.
But they have the opening.
I thought there was more to it. It's okay when there isn't. Sometimes you just have to accept that fact, Chad. But regardless, we get into the action and a bomb down. This is the most normal amount of space we've seen a T-side being given. I can't quite believe mousesports have got into the site with so much hit points. All 5 players still alive as well.
Yeah, this is scary now. Bomb ticked about 15 seconds through. Fnatic are systematically clearing.
Just like this? Just Desert Eagles? That's how mousesports get there first? I'm struggling to believe it. After everything we've seen, maybe not. The smokes are on the bomb now.
Shallow.
The smokes on the bomb. Crims could get on it.
There's no time.
There isn't. You're absolutely right.
This is baffling.
They've done enough. That is a weird as hell way to break their silence. Mousesports take their first of the slew of 7. And I'm still a little perplexed. You can see what that's done to the CT economy as well. This could be where it all turns around. It was
The round
given to them.
Yeah, and the rounds were close. Obviously, all those 1v1s, all the 2v2s, the rounds were whittled right down, and mousesports were doing a great job of keeping Fnatic where they needed them, and eventually they took their foot off the gas. They took a bit of a breather, gave Fnatic what should have been an easier round to deal with, but no. They snatched one back. First round on the board for mousesports here. The guns are looking good. Carrigan looking for some style points. AWP, in-game leader. We've heard that one before. And Fnatic are actually tucked into the back lines here. 2 towards the B site. JW postured forward. That could allow Flusher to go for another push, but look who's waiting on the other side of things. It's a very passive hold. I think pressure on Crims over towards Ivy is going to be huge here for his team. He's actually taking his eyes off. And speaking of eyes off.
Every time, Chad. Just give the guy a deagle. Good for one is golden.
Look at Ivy presence, though. They're lurking forward. They need to be ready for this. No one's even looking.
You're right. A lot of attention drawn to the contest.
Oh,
Golden is nuts. I stand by it. What a contribution. Not only on Inferno, but here on Train, he has leveled the odds and then some. Grabbing himself a weapon, taking down one of the world's most vicious pop presences. You can hear the scope. And Carrigan's scope does connect the spray wildly into the smoke. Everybody losing a great deal of health. There's very little remaining. Carrigan bleeding, limping with 10. Chris just strafing in to the warm embrace of Rollins crosshair, and there it is, one final cuddle. So that's 7-1 in mousesports. It is going to be that one outstanding round. Fnatic managing to stabilize. I thought they were going to be having a bit of a nightmare given the fact that there was going to be deagles in play, but seems Golden wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, oh, it's a big round for them to bounce back with, because otherwise, you're right, it could have really started spiraling in the mousesports camp's favor, and well, now the shoe's back on the other foot. Back down to the deagles. Maybe not the worst thing in the world, but it is a little bit problematic that Frozen is yet to find a kill. So let's see if he comes alive, start finding some impact, and if those rounds follow in the same way.
We haven't seen much inner action, have we?
No, they've kept that very quiet, surprisingly. That might be the change-up going into the next gun round.
Ooh, nice to see. Deagle going mousesports way for once.
Not the deagles again, Alex.
I mean,
not just the deagles again.
You know what Chris J is capable of, right? Emus has already got one.
Surely not twice. There we go. Crims is having an absolute ball terror of a game.
Uncharacteristic miss sets us up for something. Chris J could plant now. Crims should be able to stop it immediately. Watch this. Oh, or not. Okay, okay. Armored M4 and Bemis with 5 HP. Spotted out, and that is the end of the round, unless Bemis wants to do something equally as ridiculous. He does catch Golden. Spots another.
This would be insane.
This would be ridiculous. And another shot from Bemis. I'm all awake now. Okay. 3 frags. He looks for a 4th. I thought he had it for a second. Good grief. Why is everyone a threat today?
I'm so scared. I'm not even in the server.
Every peek they make, there's a true belief. Great string of bunnies from Mr. J Dubs as well.
It was both Orbs left alive as well.
Exactly.
There was such a chance there. There were the opportunity there.
I can hear active fear in your voice. Look at this.
Oh my golly gosh.
This is how he opened us up. That's clean. That's Brolin. That's a fully brought up rifle. And then he starts playing around E-Box. Like it's so easy. Yeesh.
Oh, give us more of this. All right, back we go. The guns are out. Carrigan on the AWP, and so they're setting up for some faster smokes toward the yard position. Carrigan with a connector back towards 6 train. Maybe they just want to go for some isolation smokes and fight some jewels within the yard. Pop being smoked off as well. It's a quick one. They're going all in.
Okay, pushing the chips across the table. Chris J on the cross. Bemis working with a scrap of health for the rest of this round, but they have already got access to the bomb. Quick reaction from Roland. The Orcs doesn't stabilize quite so quickly, and Frozen has clawed it back to a level playing field. I'm seeing the boost come in from Crims, and that's powerful over the edge of the smoke during the chaos. He'll be set up to swing with his teammates out of Z. A point of elevation to distract that E-Box hole. Chris J, the first, smoked off to a little degree. He'll have a flash to deploy for the next contact. Bomb ticking away, half gone. And a re-smoke on that bomb. Big W, spots one and finds the frag. There's so many targets. No one's on the bomb though.
They
They
need to
have
get
to
on
have
it.
someone on it now.
On the fuse.
Someone needs to get on it. I think they might have done it.
Should be enough time. They just have it here, Fnatic. Just again with these retakes. They are getting closer and closer, but 9 on the board now. It looked scary. It looked dangerous. They had a 3-man stack towards that site. mousesports grabbing yard control.
How?
But battling back in. Fighting back in from that point. They're able to scavenge another one, and oh, it's on a knife's edge, a bloody edge. I'm on the edge.
Of the world as we know it.
Oh, all right. Maybe now things can settle down a little bit, but maybe not as the guns are back on out. Round number 11. Here we go again. Default spread, not opting to go for anything all in unless you're Carrigan, who's been picked by JW. It's time and time again these two have gone toe-to-toe. Rop's taking a chunk of damage as well towards the B site, but will take down Golden. So it is the instant trades across the map. It's what you're talking about, fights everywhere. Brolin and Bemis could meet. And they might just do it. So now, mousesports have the advantage. There's 1 minute and 5 seconds-ish left on the clock. If they regroup, use their utility, have a simple execute, and trade out efficiently, they win the round.
Easier said than done, though.
The nightmare, Alex, would be limping around the map individually, getting picked off one by one, and losing a 4v3 advantage.
That would suck. And you can see that there is efforts being made in the right direction. Rops actually cuts another down to size. It puts it all onto Crimson Flusher, and he's hearing the call. He's hearing the steps, hearing that rotate. Will he anticipate Bemis? Lurking around, gets the info, but gets away. That's a start. The bomb's going down, and Flusher's already pivoted towards CT. So Crim's in a real spot of bother here. Ooh, yes.
Second kill now for Frozen, so has been starting to find a few in the previous two. And this will be important for Flusher to hold on to. He's been spotted by Frozen here.
I think this is good. Frozen's third. You ready for him just to appear? Oh! Doesn't quite get to pull the trigger on Frozen as he once again forces the trigger to be pulled, and now hunting him down. Should be finished off nicely. So Frozen on the scoreboard, and he's going to be integral to mousesports if they want to claw this back to a competitive. Let's not forget, this is T-side train. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready and willing to call this the same as Inferno. You know, we saw how Inferno started. It was like 9-2, if I'm not mistaken, or at
Precisely.
least something similar.
No, you bang on.
And Fnatic, of course, turned it around with a quick 4. You break the CT economy. Suddenly there isn't all the nades and bibblies. Oh, wait, it's happening again.
Yeah.
There's no the nades and bibblies this time.
Yeah.
And so now this could be 3, and suddenly 9-6 T-side. Everyone's happy, and they go inner. I told you it's been quiet on inner. Now we're cooking. Flush is screwed. What's he got? A nade and a deagle. Not going to be easy. Don't draw out the nade with their initial steps, but you can look at this, the rotate coming in thick and fast.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble, but it's based off of JW's information that you can see over towards Ivy. And they will have 4 of them ready. 2 nades, that could be potent. Crims with the scout rifle ready to tag up in the distance as well. This would be catastrophic for mousesports to lose. They've won a deagle round of their own so far in this game, but to lose like this, to lose right now when they're on the chance of getting back in the game, it would be horrible.
And that looks promising. That should do some good damage. Look at their health. Bemis burning too. These deagles and scouts are much more lethal now, Chad. This could go wrong. This is mousesports' chance to truly stay competitive in this map, and now finally grabbing things back into the realms of reality. Dealing with those pesky Swedes, always down to make things awkward. And there's some awkward counter-strike right there. Bemis bullet into the back of his teammate's head, goes from a 5v2 to a 2v3. No kit, though, fortunately. So it's more about suppressing.
As we'll go for
Yeah, of course.
damage.
Frozen has already sorted us out. Rops with the incendiary, or the Molotov, rather. Oh, but
Just trying to keep them near the
10-second
bomb
ninja.
here.
Everyone come near me.
Come on, come
Please.
blow up with me.
There you are.
You can't keep your guns.
There you are. And he takes him down with the ship. Frozen recovering the AWP, but that is probably the very best of a bad situation. They do have plenty of cash now. Brolin breaking the 5K mark with the extra 600 on the back of those AK frags. 9-3. mousesports looking to do what Fnatic managed to turn around on the first half of Inferno.
I think we might see some Ivy aggression depending on the spawns coming in here in the early stages from Fnatic. It has been an area mousesports have been enjoying looking for kills. JW did get the better of Karrigan with the orb last time they had a fight on that side of the map, but he was able to get away with free information just there. If they're able to continue to use that as a pressure point, Karrigan just goes shy there. JW's actually pushed on in with the Max 7. He's a madman. He might even fly up this ladder just knowing JW. You know he loves a cheeky little push. You know he wants to go for these types of plays. Rops has been punished.
Ouch. That's such a crucial moment of the game as well. A respectable T-side hangs in the balance for mousesports. Roland, are you flirting with the idea? Okay, so he's just going to nutmeg the smoke. No one was there, but a re-smoke deep angle. Does take one. Karrigan, fortunate to find the first, but unfortunately the damage has been done. Crims taking down another. Frozen's barrel, was it spotted? I don't think so, actually. The X-ray just a little deceiving there. Regardless, nice wide step from Frozen.
Walk into Golden's arms, go wider.
Oi, oi, oi. He's playing with fire, quite literally, as just managed to isolate one, but you bang on. Chad wasn't ready for two. And now poor old Chrissy J, as they call him.
His one taps on Dust 2 were wild. Let's see if he can deliver up anything more. If he could deal with JW.
I'm telling you, Chad, that AWP is the future for him. He's going to pick it up. You've seen that Chris J, probably best AWP pace we've ever seen. That's what I want, coming alive again.
The sad thing here is he's probably going to save, but I would like him to go for it. I would love him to go for it.
Go on.
That's not a bad start.
20 seconds, may as well walk straight into the Lion's Den. Crims was waiting in a nice little headshot angle. This is JW doing JW things. The second he turned away, Rops is going to be, I was about to say fisting his desk. I mean,
could be.
Punching his desk, yeah.
I would be. That's a very frustrating way to go down. And the reason, if you're not too familiar, is pushing up the ladder is a very commonly watched position because of how potent it can be if somebody slips into the backlines. And that's exactly why. You get to see it right there as Fnatic, with the low buy, make it work. They'll continue forward on the low buy again, at least for Flusher. Everybody else has the goodies, and straight out mid is Rops. We saw him get the opening before. This time, Brolin will deal with him, and look at Flusher go. They're happy just to trade places and spaces and frags and...
Like, if this was a chess match, like, everyone's moving 4 pieces at every turn.
They're breaking the rules, that's for sure.
They are, for sure.
They're all using the queen as every piece.
Yeah, it is just every single member on the board is a queen and can move wherever the bloody hell they want at any single moment in time. Their own personal judgment definitely given more room to breathe in both of these lineups. And now Crims in the off angle. Emus jiggles it perfectly. This is the new breed, folks. Off angle's just really not quite so rewarded anymore. Woo, boy, BMAS is in the server. Okay, 4. Looks like it's locked in for mousesports. They are retreating to save over into the final round of play in the 3rd map of our first game on the 5th day of the 12th season of ESL Pro League. And to be honest, that's all BMAS. It doesn't really take a rocket scientist to work that one out.
Is that a tongue twister you've been working on?
It's my way of making sure I stay focused.
Okay, all right. That brings you back into the room.
Precisely. Yeah. I'm like, what day is it? What game is it? Hey, what map is it? What half is it? Helps me center back into the reality that I live in. Virtual reality. I mean, it is a video game.
Well, and we know that there's people at home who are, maybe listening to just the audio.
Speaking of virtual reality, Rush, did we say we were going to do the visit to my old house and play VR Beat Saber at some point?
Yes, we can do. Your options are tomorrow, possibly, or possibly Wednesday
Germany
as well.
Germany shuts down on Sunday, so it might be nice to do something at your maison then.
Yeah, I can make sure the place is all neat and tidy for you.
We'll pencil in a play date.
I'm going to see if that fairy was listening, because I do need bananas. I'm out of bananas for my smoothies, and I need some full cream milk.
You could...
And if I don't have those, I can't make my smoothies, Alex.
You can get them yourself. You can't.
Well, I don't know if the fairies are always listening.
No.
We're here all day today, Alex. We're not going to have time to go to the shops, go to the Raver, or the Rui.
The Rue.
But let's see if JW wants to be the snake on the ladder.
Imagine if he gets away with it twice.
He could do. He's that audacious as an individual. I think he might. I think he's going to. I think he's definitely going to give it a crack.
Okay.
Come on, yeah. Oh, that's a nightmare. Oh, it's burning JW.
Okay, that kind of worked out. Perhaps deliberate. Maybe. Into the flames is Chris J. They're all charging into the inner sight. Golden tagged down to 42, but he continues to be a nuisance. Not until Chris J finds his 4th frag and gets that bomb down. Still chaos. Still a nightmare to observe. Rushley trying to capture all the action. There's a Max 7 bounding around the brown halls. Frozen to finish off the job. His Molotov started, and he does catch a bit of shrapnel to the jaw. And Brollan's out of there. Bemis, big part of the reason they turned that around, and that's respectable. We've got a half ahead of us, and it's still not clear who's taking the series.
I can help you out. 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 Look. If you don't wanna change, ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. If you don't wanna change, I can help you out. 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 I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on memory, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
Final half to determine who will be taking the big win here in the round robin. It is the group stages of ESL Pro League Season 12. We've seen some outstanding performances from so many individuals across both of these rosters. Bemis has been spectacular on their T-side campaign. mousesports keeping it competitive with the 5 rounds posted at the end there. It was, in fact, 4 of the last 5 rounds of play to give them the lion's share of the rounds they brought into this half. It seems that Fnatic have got the bookmakers convinced, but myself and Chad hanging out to bring you the commentary tonight. And I am intrigued to know whether this one is going to get as close as I thought. Maybe Crims wants to get this one done quick, and they've stacked up an Ivy.
Oof, that's a scary sight on the other side. JW doesn't know how lucky he is that they didn't all face him right there. Big smoke now over towards that Ivy position coming on out, and through Pop they will team. Got to close down the distance here, Alex.
Yeah, trying to get easier, more favorable fights, or just use the P250 That works too. Flashing Chris through the smoke is promising. Want to see multiple kills, and Crims is having none of it. Could this be the most spotless round we've actually seen so far? JW leaping through a smoke, and again, Crims.
Carrigan onto JW, JW onto Carrigan.
Just taking it in turns, back and forth. The nemesis for each other.
Not much Rob can do here. He should be taken down. We'll finish off Crims. That's an extra bit of money going into the bank balance, but at the time, it's already half ticked. There's no way in for this one here. Even if he grabs the kit, he'd have to hit some absolute bangers of shots, and that's not on the agenda, as we'll be backing on off. Wanting to hold on to the armor, unfortunately for him, he's taken damage, so he won't be able to upgrade to the head armor free, but he might get some more kills. Never mind. Brolin says no, and Fnatic, they look poised now. 11 rounds on the board. Will we get the force buy for mousesports? Because this is where the game could trickle away from them.
Yeah, precisely.
But this is also where Chris J can probably do some of his better work. He only has 4 kills to his name. If he picks up the scout, which he hasn't purchased into just yet, Rops actually has. What's Chris going to go for? The Deagle. 4 grenades. Very potent mix on the CT side of train.
I'll be honest, it's been Fnatic that have turned these around. We've yet to have mousesports truly convince us of what they're capable of with the similar equipment.
Okay, that's 1 nade onto the head of Brolin. He can die to a scout bullet of Rops very easily.
It's true. Keep track of the early damage. Body shot into JW likely here, but he will have to concede space after pulling the trigger. Assuming he jumps across. Oh, yeah, maybe. Didn't quite land that re-peek.
Oh, he's stuck on that side of the flames here. If JW knows, he's going to hear that. He's going to hear the burning. He knows he has to be close. He might get a freebie through the smoke. How is Rob still alive?
No idea. The rate of fire of that UMP must have just thread the needle, and now, as he backs away, Robs punishes. Really nice decision-making from him. Chris J's Deagle has let the bomb loose. It's down towards that blue train.
Roland's still low, remember?
Yeah, that's true, and he's got a great line of sight over on the green to those backtracks.
Good nade.
This looks promising. That's going to cut him down to 20. Flusher to plant. No one can contest. Oh! Rosa did take Crims down, as well as getting away. So now falling really onto this low HP Brolin. Flusher to clutch as well. No kits, so this really is within the Fnatic wheelhouse. Desperately trying to hunt him down. Carrigan's done well to shut it off. And now Flusher.
Did he spot him? Did Frozen see him?
I don't know. Yeah, look at the way they're looking. They're all posturing for main. Bemis is holding it. He's not. Just a fake. First from Flusher. Checks it. Bomb's clear. And Bemis with a fantastic Deagle. I think he's bang on the nose. And so mousesports saved by the Bemis Deagle.
Another one down to the wire there. Just a split second either way on that one, and maybe mousesports don't pull away with it.
This was the shot I missed. Oh, what a reaction. He was actually going under the train and then immediately just knee-jerk reactioned into the headshot. That's the frag that saves us, as he instantly gets back on the bomb. And it's the first time we've seen one of those go mousesports' way, at least in recent memory.
But the plant there, it might lure Fnatic into going for another buy. We can see here maybe not to be the case, as Flusher just has a nade and a P250, Deagle for Brolin, Deagle for Golden, JW and Crim's actually not investing in anything. So mousesports have an opportunity here to breathe. Maybe take stock, maybe just recalibrate a little bit. Chris J and Frozen could really use some eco slaughter kills. Just get that confidence up a little bit. They've been quiet. The CT side, though, I was going to say, was where you get a real chance to build, but he's just been blown off. JW only had a Glock, so losing him from the equation, not the end of the world. There's a gun that they could get, a Galil, just ahead of them at Sandwich. And actually, there might even be an avenue to get there. We can see now, with the use of X-Ray, they can limp on out if they really want. It's such a passive yard play from Frozen and Bemis. They're in the back lines. They're on the bomb train. They're just taking glancing looks. They're not posturing to fight. They're giving up space, hoping they can look for some multi-frags here in Brolin. If he finds Frozen's head, could have been another window.
Could have. Running out of those windows now, all battening down the hatches. And there it is. Had to be an open and shut case.
Yeah, well handled. That could have gotten out of control very, very quickly. These rounds have been absolute madness. You can see there's just the jiggle from Frozen. He's obviously having to look to multiple different angles, pop, looking towards the main train, making sure that no one's pushing up Sandwich. He had a lot of responsibility right there. And that was with Chris going down in the early stages. So the guns will be out. Golden just onto that Galil, didn't have enough money to buy into the goodies. And Fnatic, They don't have Molotovs to work with. They only have a handful of smokes and a couple of flashes. And a freebie right there. So that's a 1-for-1. JW and Chris, they will change places, both in the grave. Now the utility is being thrown at an alarming rate on the mousesports side just to deal with the territory that they have lost. This might slow down as we can see how spread out Fnatic are. The bomb is down towards main. There's no suggestion that they want to be getting into this one quickly. But Fnatic on their CT side, when all the aggression went down, when territory was traded, they were pushing. They're in the back lines in the 2v2s. They're always flanking constantly around. mousesports can't do the same in a 4v4 right now, but they can stack in a 2-2 formation. So as we're on screen with BMS right here, you can see he has a lot of responsibility. Head on a swivel, having to look between Ivy, having to help towards main, having to help towards Pop. And Frozen to be the first point of contact for Golden, and Brolin coming out of main. Oh, the timing.
Yeah, this is just hanging on by a thread for Frozen. A matter of inches, just a second or two. But they ended up finding him, and now space taken back by Bemis. He's responsible for so much at this point. Look at his pivot. Pop, main, Ivy. Carrigan does catch the trade. More where that came from, and double peaked again. Puts it all onto Rops' shoulders. 3 frags from Golden so far, but this...
You can win this.
Yep, 100%. Lets it go down and finds the first. Now, looking to process of elimination. He does consider E-Box to be the most likely outcome. Flusher biding time. Keep that X-ray off. I wanna be as in mystery, just like Rops is.
Has to tap the bomb here.
Surely. I don't mind the elevated walk. Oh, there's the info. Now it gets awkward though. Flusher can just play with him, toy with him, and take the head clean off. Very well played by the Swede. You can see how little Rops had to work with for so long. You can see smiles on the face of JW there as he can taste victory. It is on the horizon. 4 rounds is all Fnatic separates, or rather what separates them from Magical Number. 3rd map, 1st series of the day. Complexity NIP next on the menu.
Remember the first half, Alex, Flusher also got the better of Rops in a 1-on-1 situation with Rops in that pop dog position when the bomb was planted for him. So yeah. Flusher getting the better of Rops here in some big clutch rounds. As mousesports have the rifles up, they have what they need, but they need to start landing those shots. JW ripping the head off Frozen here. Flusher following through.
Another molly kill. Christian's got back-to-back Molotov kills to keep his contributions present. He's hearing the sound cues. It's Carrigan just getting licked down even further, down to 4 HP, and Golden's trying to pivot inner. We've seen such little action there. Rops is responding to it. He actually left the bomb. That's interesting. Didn't want to concede it. Had that frag have happened. Now you can see Crims can scoop it up and try again. No rush. Oh. Yeah, that blue train. I wonder, JW has completely crouched under the line of sight. Beamers could be in... Ooh, the warning shot. Carrigan alert now, sweeping for the potentials, and now spots him, rushes his shot. So JW lives to fight another day. Crims lives to plant another day. Safe from the smoke spray. Oh, JW. He's going aggressive despite the afterplan, and he's walked straight into Rops' crosshairs. Perhaps that one could cost them.
Here's where 2 are now, and the connector player as well. He just dropped the smoke.
All advancing. One from old bomb. Controls his spray. Will he have a chance for the fresh mag? He might have to opt for the Tech 9. Sees one cross through, does find the head. Crims fake with the AK, expecting someone to be pushing up high, and he does spot him jiggling. Time on his side, and Crims, King of Kings, pulls home another 13 for Fnatic, 3 for Crims in that round. 24 in total, and he's just broken mousesports. That could be enough to pull them across the line.
Clutches went the way of mousesports on Dust 2, but that feels like a lifetime ago now. We're here on the 3rd map, Fnatic, as they get in these series. We saw it with them as their debut. They started slow, they picked up momentum. JW comes alive, and by the 3rd map, they're creaming it. They're looking fantastic. And that's another clutch in the back pocket. We've had 2 from Flusher. This is another one coming in from Crims. They're ripping this away from mousesports here, who are left with no opportunity but to force buy. So 2 scouts, Deagles. That's all they have to work with. They have to make it. And converting they are.
Wow. It's far from a guarantee, but this could be it though. If Frozen wins this duel onto Flusher, looks like Gannett There's nothing but a formality. Just 2 frags required. One making his presence all the clearer as he unloads a fresh mag towards main and goes to check for any Ivy aggressions. But JW holding the Aggie line from Olof does punish Rops. He wants to continue to distract. Keeps Chris asking questions so that Crims can walk up.
No one's looking.
Exactamundo.
This is a huge gap to have, and he's actually heard the footsteps, so he's going to know there's a player potentially old bomb. If he takes the head off Bemis here, there's another gap.
And we have it. 50 seconds as these 2 geniuses start to maneuver their way through a 2v4. Chris! What a reaction shot from him. Frozen puts the cherry on top. mousesports are still in it to win it. It's Frozen's 3K that keeps that one under wraps and puts them back into the 2K mark. Golden even down to the 1500s. That's double eco territory.
When they head out to the tip and they're getting themselves these pistols, like we saw in the first half, they're making the rounds work. They're making it work with less. Sure, Fnatic are having to run into them and they're getting offered up the kills, but you still have to convert the frag. It's not as easy as just having them fall over in front of you. And that shot from Chris, his wrist just woof, woof, flicking away you go. So timeout will be called on the Fnatic side of things as we are eating down the clock. 25 for Crims, 22 for Brolin, 14 for Flusher. Just having to poise themselves here because they don't need too many more. Just take a few deep breaths. JW has a spectator today.
He's got an observer.
Yeah, just chilling out next to him.
The crowd now going crazy.
Crowd now.
JW. Ever since we mentioned Flusher's bookshelf as well, he's removed the bookshelf from the camera shot. So
has he?
Yeah, can't see
Do you
his
think he heard us?
plethora of books anymore.
Maybe he just thought it was a better shot. He wanted to show his shelf of trophies and accolades
that's
a little bit more.
He has adjusted it to make sure the accolades are visible.
Now, I'm not even going to attempt to build a storyline of where they win with 3 Glocks, a Deagle, and a P250. You guys don't want to hear it, and I don't want to say it.
No, you know what? You can actually just relax, and so can we. There is the only potential lying in knocking Carrigan off his perch. Given the fact it is only a scout, you'll have a chance to overwhelm him, but that's all just a bit of a pipe dream. Like the angle from Rops as well. He knows they're going to have limited weaponry, so it's good to put himself in a slightly harder to force fight. And here they come. Nade looks primed. And dunks both of them. That is comical. Rops looking for 4, won't get it. Golden says no. If he gets the plant, this is more than they could have asked for. Faking it out, trying to duel with Frozen. Hasn't quite manifested into the plant, but 2 kills. Forcing the rebuy on both. That's kept Carrigan humble.
Yeah, it definitely could have been a lot worse. And I don't know if he's happy or sad. I'm not quite sure.
I mean, maybe the fact he could have probably got that bomb down. I don't know if Frozen would have hunted him, though. Wow.
I think Flusher was jumping on top of that one there, or it could have been Brolin. I'm not sure which one it was. We got 2 people playing guitars and drums.
Wow, they're having like a full band.
Yeah, we had a violin yesterday.
That's true.
All right, well, they've actually bought into this. So the money wasn't fantastic on Fnatic, but it's enough to get the AKs up. This is a fight for Frozen to win, and he will. So Golden drops the in-game leader.
We've got a game on our hands here, Chad.
We do indeed, but look at this space. Crims again.
Okay, Crims is maneuvering through the deployed smokes. He does get himself up into a prime position. Chris J spotted Rollin, eliminates him, but the trades are quick.
Oh, they've spotted Crims. They know that this is an option.
Yeah, he has been flashed off as well. He knows that he's been rumbled and he has absolutely 0 trade potential. It's just on him. Not anymore. Carrigan removes his head from his shoulders. J-Dubs just waits for it. Nice read of the game. Finds Frozen on the little looky-loo for information from main.
Look at them taking advantage of these mid-rounds again, Alex.
Yeah, they do it all the time.
They love it. They love it so much. They just... The fact that Fnatic are able to get themselves in these positions where mousesports are going, where are they? Are they in yard? Are they still in front of us? They've dipped back to Ivy? Are they in box holes? Where can they be? And that gives Fnatic so much room. And this fight right here onto Bemis, it's another opening for JW. Look, he's just found the timing and the gap.
Yep. Now, if he walks all the way like old bomb with 20 seconds, like he's calling the bomb site. He knows there must be one backtracks. Flusha's got the bomb. He missed timing. Oh, if he was to have a little look further. The bomb! That should be the round. JW's too far away. He won't be able to recover it in time. He has no time. Yep, accepting his fate, heads to heaven. And we'll just have to tuck in and wait. And there you have it. mousesports, they pick up their 10th. Unable to find the final player, but no worries. Scooping up an AWP for their good work. 13-10. I was saying it, we've got a game on our hands. We really do. And it's off the back of the fact that Crims has been clutching, but mousesports have BMAS on his multi-kills on the inner side. It's been back and forth.
Yeah, that fact that they won that force by round earlier where they had just gone all in, that was do or die for mousesports. So they've given themselves a real opportunity here, and double AWPs are out on the CT side of things. Carrigan and Rops will be rocking the AWPs, and Christo with an MP7. Knowing that he might be up against pistols here, it's not a terrible choice, but JW, he's ahead of that Molotov. He didn't take any damage. There's no idea. Another opening for JW. He's going to be pushing pressure, applying it, and unable to convert the frag. The flash is good. BMAS gets the better of him, and that could have been a very good way into this round for Fnatic.
Yeah, it certainly had all the trimmings of something pretty special. Poor old Flusha, and an armored block meets his end to the signature MP7 from Chris J. I like the contrast of the white skin with the red stickers. The white out MP7. Don't get to see that one all too often. And the reason we're sitting here admiring skins like it's an art gallery is that there is... maybe there is something to be said. Golden has recovered JW's AK, and he'll be doing his very best to manipulate this his way. And a flash to get across.
Flash.
Perfect flash. Caps aren't there. Frozen is 11-13. Really are getting to the final few moments of this series. Take a look in the top right for the recap. Teams have won their map picks.
Rops on 22, BMAS, the new boy on 19, 17 for Carrigan, 17 for Frozen. Chris J lacking behind a little bit, 9, but if he didn't have that flick of the wrist in the earlier round, then maybe they wouldn't be in the position they're in right now. Also had a couple of Molly from the grave kills.
That's true, twice, I swear, back to back.
Oh, Fnatic, they've brought on in. Fast yard smokes coming out. Also a smoke over towards Ivy, so that's E-Box. That's 5 lane. It's a pretty standard opening here just to obscure the vision and see if they can find some territory, but that won't be the case, as they were opting for more of this default spread. One player, Brolin babysitting main, JW over towards this Ivy position with Golden working, baiting out CT utility. In the box holes and white walls, we will have that of Flusha and Crims, and Flusha being a bit of a nuisance on the ladder.
No surprise there.
We'll have to worry about going back down if he wants to go for that showing of the leg trick again.
Again, JW ahead of the smokes. Golden trying to exploit it as well. Oh, that tiny gap BMAS trying to work with. Pulling the pin to bait the fight. I respect it. Not going to bite for it though, and Brolin just edges his way around the corner for a corner peek. Flashes behind him, does confirm Frozen's presence. Numbers already favoring Fnatic. Carrigan to change it, but a missed shot. Golden doubles up. Rops in jeopardy. He's gone too. Frozen's just about found himself a little bit of a safe haven on the edge of that molly. Hidden by the smoke. It's the perfect setup for the first, maybe even the second to clutch. It's Frozen. Flusha does dash his dreams. 26 hit short. And it's 14 now for Fnatic. 2 away. And, oh gosh, still going to have to juggle a couple of fresh weapons. They'll have everything they need.
Still, yeah, 2 more rounds before we can get into NIP versus Complexity. Another banger coming up in the not too distant future. So if you're joining us, tuning in, expecting that one to be ready, we'll hope to give you a nice tail end finish to the Swede versus International bout V1 of the day. Fnatic versus mousesports. It has been very entertaining. Counter-Strike, brawly, clutch, base CS. A lot of aim on show. The individuals really giving us something to get excited about here today.
We have got more and more musicians stepping up to the plate, and there's a hardcore Fnatic fan I saw there on the right-hand side. Loving it. The black and orange, iconic in the game. And 2 rounds away from Fnatic picking themselves up a must-have victory.
What do you reckon Chris J's drinking in his teacup?
I reckon it might be tea.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah. Nice bit of hot water and leaf juice.
Yeah. Extract the goodness from the leaves. I've never really been big on tea.
I was born in the country of tea and biscuits.
Same opening smokes.
Oh, Golden, this is also scary. Smoking himself off to continue his advance. Chris J on the hunt. Shadow advantage, and that's Chris J to twist the knife. Now we're talking. 3 quick frags, all in favor of mousesports. Just like that. This is one side of the Fnatic play. We haven't actually seen it in a while, but this is what happens when all of those slight risks all meet the negative outcome at the same time.
It's heads-up Counter-Strike, and, well, it's as simple as them having the advantage in a lot of those duels and mousesports being ready for them. Making sure to punish the T aggression early, and, well, Flusha, Crimson, Frozen. Well, no, I think we've had someone drop on the server here. Almost confusing me. I was like, Frozen's on Fnatic now? When did this happen? I didn't get that roster signing. So ignore that in the bottom left for this moment. Now it becomes a 2-on-4 in the mid-round with 50 seconds left.
Yeah, really.
We could paint a picture. Now with the smoke, the flash, and the Molotov, if Crims and Flusha head back towards the B-bomb site. Smoke down low ramp, potentially Molotov towards the back of the bomb train, the back of the low ramp train. Get that flash in, find themselves an avenue, dealing with ROPS first and foremost on the low ramp train. They could cross into the site. Second hurdle will be the Karrigan AWP. They're actually opting to go through a high ramp position here, which is going to be much more difficult with the off angle that ROPS is holding.
Only the first. A chance onto Karrigan. Will he survive? Smoke and the plant just in the nick of time. All behind. Frozen ensures survival for the squad. That's 12 for mousesports. And you can see Chris J's on the edge of his seat. 27 rounds of play. And we see more. Going to be the timeout called this time by Fnatic, the second. Just a chance for Golden to make sure everyone's on the same page for the real business end of this series.
Yeah, I think now if you're Fnatic and you have a set piece that you've been wanting to run, something a bit more coordinated, a bit more well-orchestrated, dry run, you've had it in the prac rooms, you've had Samuelson there running you through, checking all your flashes, making sure your mollies land, maybe save up and see if you can go for one of those. It's time for a pocket strat to ply you out of a problem. Playing the mid-rounds, playing the opening picks, it's starting to taper away. And as they squander round after round, mousesports are building more confidence here. They're individuals just ready for these plays. JW doing what he's done several times, just pushing the smoke, trying to play the timing, hoping that BMS is helping his teammates, looking in the other direction. And that was Frozen there, just denying the plant from Flusha, which would have been huge. Pistols, grenades, smoke on Brolin, Deagle in play. Always dangerous,
Yeah,
always worrisome.
There can't be, you know, like there was there's one ridiculous Fnatic pistol round. We've had 2 already. Normally it's 1 a series, minimum. We've already exceeded that. And with only P250s and nades, there isn't supposed to be much they can do. They've jump boosted across, or rather run boosted across. That nade could catch good damage, but tucked into the corner. All safe and sound for now. Beamer's holding onto his incendiary until he has steps charging towards him. Don't forget he wants to try and bait them into Chris J's SMG. And they go for the nades. And that does significant damage, but they're not ready for Chris. And it's a quick mop-up of the Ivy presence. Nothing too concerning. Golden, however, you can see he's just biding his time. Very precise with the hand cannon. Chris J just steps a foot back out of line. Ooh, didn't have enough time to react. Now Golden's gone. Will be the 13th.
All right, they're handling the rounds they need to, Mouse, and they've given themselves a real shot to steal this map in the last dying moments. Nades were good. It was a good idea. Like what Fnatic were going for, trying to take advantage of some of these tendencies, seeing if they can capitalize, but Chris J was there, mopping things up. And yep, JW.
Yes, but
A little bit of frustration. Orps are out. JW seeing if he can ply things open with the big green right now. Towards T-Main. Jumping on out. Going real aggressive towards Ivy. Can't land the shot. BMS is ready for it. Brolin, can he get anything done here? He's going to be stuck. Oh, he's thought better of that one.
they're still pushing. And Crims loses out. Gosh, that's impressive from Rops.
Can't chase. There's the AWP towards high round. Brolin just got baited into it.
The steps
Hook line
running
and
away.
sinker.
Oh, he just gobbles on the hook through his cheek. Bombs loose. And poor old Golden and Flusher wondering where it all went wrong. We've seen this round before. This is one of the 2 looks that they can have. That's a perfect example as to why tracking someone not looking at you can be confusing. But we've seen a couple of those where it's like you blink and it's 2v4 and Mouse have practically won it already. And that was a full buy, just squandered. You can see it's practically a team ace. Everyone's contributed from all around the map. The only man yet to find it is Chris.
So JW, they're going, I'll go out and I'll kill him.
Yeah.
I'll go out and I'll kill Bemis. I'll kill the Ivy player. Because Bemis has been doing basically the same thing every single round.
Ropsy boy. Does he stab him?
Robs ain't no cheese guy.
Give him another 4 or 5 years before he starts getting the instinct to be knifing people in the back. That's the duel that impressed me. Taking that push and then baiting in another for Carrigan to collect. Bron couldn't believe it.
Seeing if he can take that free space, right? Because Rops is traditionally just the inside holder. So by Rops getting the kill, running away, making a lot of noise, well, the picture was painted for Brolin that, hey, maybe there's a little bit of room. But this is why I wanted to see something more dry run, more well executed. Because look at this. Fnatic, second last timeout, only have pistols, have really been unable to find too much damage in the last flurry of rounds that we've had go down on the board here for mousesports. In the last 3 rounds on the trot, they've only found 2 kills, with the last 2 rounds being as clean as a whistle. All 5 staying alive.
Whistle?
I don't want to whistle on the mic.
No.
That would not go down very well.
Certainly not advisable.
But remember, Crims has had to win clutches to get to this point. Flush has won some 1v1s. This has been a very, very close game. Maybe Fnatic need a little bit more of that luck to get them across the line here. Or
You remember 9-2? Remember that conversation?
Yeah, the same situation, isn't it?
Right back to a level, and not even a square playing field, to be honest, because this is the half buy, the quasi, if you will. Plenty of util, but making sure that they can finish strong into the next.
It looks like what they might be going for here is a wrap through spawn and doing a B split.
Oh, it's been a while since we saw one of those actually work. I mean, it requires a lot of heavy lifting, no? Like, how do you force Bemis off?
First of all, the inner players need to draw a rotator. Fortunately for them, there's already 2 players on the side, so that job's been done. But that's the idea right now of the smoke down low. It's like, oh, there could be pressure here. They haven't really done a hit. Then what you need to do is push back the Ivy presence and play the timings on your smokes.
So they're about to start throwing something towards him. The same nades. And again, he's responded in kind in Sentry.
Okay, they don't want it at all. They're just looking for a freebie here on Bemis. I think they're trying to bully the wrong kid.
Yeah, I think so. This kid's got a backbone. Stands
taking his lunch money.
Not interested in that.
So we'll just be the B finish now. 45 seconds on the clock. They still have 3 smokes to work with, 3 flashbangs and a Molotov. A bit of Ivy presence has drawn Frozen further back, and as I say that, cast a curse, he steps forward. They will be well and truly set up for this attack on the site with 2 rifles. Couldn't have 2 better weapons for the job. It's not an AWP that's going to be obscured by vision.
And they're watching both ports of call. Timing is the smoke fading. Here's the pins. They know what's coming. Frozen readies himself. Burning. And they're rushing. They are a swarm of Fnatic members. Frozen and Rockstar handling this well, but the bomb goes down. JW's lives to get double up on the P250. The rifle's out of reach. Gives it a go. Jumps into the clutches of Chris J's AWP. And now, poor old Flusher. There are 6 bodies all over that B bomb. He needs to put another 3 there if he wants a chance at this round. That was the chance, but he's been wing clipped by Chris J's AWP. And already Bemis is on the defuse, fakes it out, confirms it. 15 for mousesports. They have stood up strong and straight backed in this second half.
You've got to worry. Where can the solution come from for Fnatic? They're unable to turn these rounds into mid-round tussles, which is where some of the strengths have been for them on this map. We haven't really seen any convincing executes, no crazy set pieces. Now they'll have to do it one more time to get us into overtime. Round number 30. We've gone the distance. We've given you all 3 maps. Are you not entertained? As the entertainers of Fnatic strap on in for one final round.
See if they can make this one look a little less catastrophic in the early stages. Carrigan, Molotov, Darth going through their default here. Golden's in a position to be throwing his flash for someone's fight. Is it Brolin that's going to be the spearhead of this one? just waiting at the moment to see if there'll be any early mousesports investigations towards the main. We are going to be seeing a Fnatic smoke drop to the inner ramp.
Just keeping him interested right now. 1:10 left on the clock. mousesports in a very passive setup towards Yard. Re-smoking Ivy. Beamer's taking a little bit of territory back, but they're happy to sit, they're happy to wait. They don't want to give up any early territory to Fnatic, any early frags. Smokes towards Yard. One towards Connector. One towards Ivy. Flashes over. And now we go.
Well, that flash looks promising from Chris. Jiggle from Flusher. Still no bloodshed. They're taking so much ground. Chris is the first to draw. And now it's frozen as well. One more. It's only Brolin. He's lost his life as well. Bemis has stepped up with a double. Poor old JW thrust into a clutch, and mousesports have done it. The triple from Bemis confirms it. Carrigan and mousesports remain undefeated. 2-0 in the round robin so far. And a positive frame of mind seems to have pulled them across the line.
I can help you out. I can help